The awkward turtle.
My girlfriend and we have been together for over 3 years now. I know, right? Believe it or not, I've managed to find someone to sleep with me. Willingly. I mean, I wouldn't go as far as she loves seeing me naked, but I think a man should always be grateful for what he can get. I really look up to her, and I think she's the coolest girl ever. She's FIT fit, plus she's really, really smart. She's a straight A student from a top university. She doesn't smoke, doesn't drink, and she's great with money. And she picks up her hair in the shower. What more could you ask for? This girl, she takes care of herself. She puts herself first like she should. Never lets anyone tell her what to do, and you will never ever find her in an uncomfortable situation. And that's why she's on a sofa all day. She appreciates the value of time. She manages her time well. She's always in bed by 11 and wake up just in time for her bitch brunch. She's very practical, a city girl, if you will. Everything has to have an ROI. So she doesn't take up any hobbies unless she can gain something from it. I don't think I've ever seen anyone with so much free time. They say opposite attract, and I guess that's true, because that is exactly us. And if you've been following my podcast and listened to my last episode, Not Very Bright, you will know that, well, I'm not very bright. So, without a doubt, I am the muscle of the relationship. Kind-hearted, like Lenny, just minus the height and power. But loyal, brain size of a peanut, but will always give you 110%. She likes to fine dine, I love a good bangers and mash. She loves dressing up, and I rarely wear pants at home. But somehow, we just kind of work. Well, I guess we have to see it after this episode's released. And if we really get into it, she is really, really book smart. Academic. But people forget that book smart doesn't necessarily mean that you are general smart. They are only smart with what's in the books. And this is what book smart looks like. She's able to recite you the entire world map in the order of countries of world population over GDP, but will mistake muscle pain after a workout for hunger. She's one of those classic smart people who, how should I put this, doesn't have blessed motor skills. She would get angry at pushing a pull door. She opens cabinets into her knees and will trip on flat ground. Her brain just doesn't really register basic mechanics. My point is, my girlfriend and I, we just couldn't be more different. If we were computers, she would have 10,000 gigabyte storage space, but about 1 megabyte of RAM. What that means is that she has very low processing power, not able to use and apply, but she can remember a lot of things. Things like what I did wrong on the 16th of April, 5th of July, and something about this morning. Whereas I would have the complete other way around. Highly efficient, but extremely niche areas. Like sleeping. I actually once read a book about sleeping, and I can apply it very, very well. And let me tell you something quickly. A lot of people think being smart, being intelligent is a direct reflection of your education achievements. What school you were in, how many A's did you get? Well, I'm kind of here to tell you that this might not actually be the case. I've recently learned that there are 9 different types of intelligence. I think there are also 12 or 3 types, but the BuzzFeed article I read had 9, so we'll just go with that as a baseline. Which are the naturalist, musical, logical mathematical, existential, interpersonal, bodily kinesthetics, linguistics, interpersonal, and spatial. And I hope to God I pronounced them all right. Now, everyone can have different types of intelligence. People like athletes will have a much higher level of, let's say, bodily kinesthetics than the average Joe. And I would imagine my mate Mozart will have a very, very high level of musical intelligence. And I think I have quite a steady level for quite a few of them. I think I probably have a good level of bodily kinesthetics for just doing sports in general. I probably am a bit more existential smart. I do like to always wonder why we live, and why we can't stop watching Donald Trump, and what is the purpose of life. And in some ways, probably a bit as well on the interpersonal intelligence. Now, I like talking to people, I've got a good sense of my surroundings, or in other words, I use a lot of marijuana.
Smoke weed every day.
And for my girlfriend, she probably have a very, very high level of logical, mathematical intelligence level, but minus 1,000 for bodily kinesthetics. So, really, if you average it out, who's the smart one here? Dating someone who's very different to you can be tough. It is also very risky, especially if they're smart. You can never win an argument. And not because you're wrong, it's because smart people will only get at the fact that it's very likely that you're wrong. They'll keep reminding you that you locked yourself out twice in the same week, so you're not to be trusted. Or they'll ask questions like where your source is from, like, what the fuck? Don't you just hate those people? Smart people, they love their facts and figures. She's always like, there are studies that show 85% of marijuana users have depression. Research shows that 1 in 10 marijuana users will become an addict. They will fact fire the shit out of you until they win the argument. Dating someone who's the opposite of you can make weekends pretty difficult too. You know, I have a few different hobbies and interests, like FIFA and sleeping, whereas she has no interest and hobbies. I love the beach, and she hates the sand. I love talking, and she likes to listen. She's calm and polished, and I have ADHD with very minimal eyes. But do you know what we have in common? We both know our shortcomings, so we both date smart. The dumb one provides all the laughter and does all the chores, and the smarter ones are efficient. I basically do all the dumb shit around the house, and she directs from her precious sofa. It almost sounds like a communist system where she decides everything and holds everything together. Everything I own is ours, but everything she owns is hers. She would know the best way to harness my strength to her strengths. She designs a menu and I make it happen. No questions asked, and it's all for the greater good. At first, sure, it took some time to mould and to understand each other because we're so different, but we work so well together now and we pretty much communicate in just noises. So what do you think of this one, babe? That means, yeah, that's nice. Or she would go, it's okay. No, I'm okay with this option, but no, I'm open to look at others. Or it's a, and that would mean, what the fuck is wrong with you? Why would you even hurt my eyes like that? Or it could also mean that she just doesn't want to talk to me. But this is the best bit. Relationship doesn't have to be taken off, boxes or look for exactly what suits you best. It's what kind of person you can be when you're with that person. Surely, the best part of any relationships is that when you can truly be yourself. It's beautiful when you're able to show your vulnerable side, even if those are your worst traits. It has to work for only you and your partner. And if you force it, you're gonna make a mess. Just like a fart. I know, I've been there before, trust me. You don't want to force a fart. Human by nature are social animals. But because of how social norms have evolved today, we do what we do best. We put up a wall. We become fearful. We are taught to behave in a certain way and that expectations are different depending on your quote profile. We can never look vulnerable or weak, so we distance ourselves and only let that few selective people in. What if that's not true? What if we flip that logic? And how about if we just be ourselves no matter what, and what is right will just come along? Just because you were a C student, or maybe even a U student at school, which I was, I got a U in maths A-levels and I'm Chinese, and that was a disgrace to the nation. But it never made me feel like I had a ceiling cap. It just meant that I just wasn't good at the subjects at school, and I think that's okay. We should always learn about something. School just doesn't stop. Grades shouldn't define your future, numbers don't define who you are, and how much you earn certainly should never be reflecting anything. It's all about how you treat people in relationships. But if you've already found a partner to have pretend comb through fights with you and lets you name her lady parts, you must be doing something right. That there's a keeper. If you love that, please do not subscribe, follow, download, thumbs up me, or any of the sort, because that will mean you're super duper weird, man. If you didn't like that, then fair play. You clearly have a way more exciting life than I do, so fuck off and go play with your really cool friends. And finally, if you have the same weird thoughts as I do, go to my Instagram page at Awkward Turtle for some extra bits. The Awkward Turtle, over and out.